Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We are very honored to have all of you invited to attend today's dialogue. The name of today's dialogue is Latin America and Caribbean Ambassador Dialogue. First, please allow me to express my sincere gratitude to Ambassador Ecuador, His Excellency Carlos Larrea, for his great support and help in co-organizing this event. We are also very grateful to have Professor Jiang Zehui, the pioneer in founding INBAR and the current co-chair of INBAR Board of Trustees, to be with us at today's event. And also, a huge thanks to the Ambassador of Cameroon, His Excellency Martin Mapana, representing the INBAR Council Chair, to attend today's event. To save time, I will not name all the ambassadors and the distinguished guests one by one. Please join me a big applause after I make a group introduction. And also, you can find the participant list on your table. Today, we have more than 30 delegates from 15 countries and international organizations present here, including ambassadors from Cameroon, Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Panama, Peru, Mexico, and Spain. Permanent representative of Haiti, Deputy Director General of Latin America and Caribbean Affairs of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China, Deputy Director General of the International Cooperation Department of the National Forestry and Grassland Administration of China, Country Director of International Fund for Agriculture and Development in China. Once again, a warm welcome to all of you to be with us. Now we will start our agenda now. 现在，让我们邀请INBAR董事会联合主席江泽慧教授为我们致辞。
尊敬的国际足坛组织理事会主席团代表、非洲驻华使团团长、科莫隆驻华大使马丁·穆巴纳阁下，尊敬的厄瓜多尔驻华大使卡洛斯·拉瑞亚阁下，尊敬的各位大使阁下、驻华使团的外交官们，尊敬的各位来宾、女士们、先生们，大家上午好。阳春布德泽，万物生光辉。在这生气蓬勃的美好春日，我们相聚在国际足坛组织INBAR的总部，隆重地举行拉丁美洲和加勒比地区的大使对话活动。在此，我谨代表INBAR董事会，对于各位大使和嘉宾的到来表示热烈的欢迎，对关注、关心和支持INBAR以及全球足坛事业发展的各界人士表示衷心感谢。足和藤是世界上最重要的两种非木材的森林资源，特别是竹子堪称绿色的黄金，在促进扶贫减困、改善生计、发展经济、保护环境、应对气候变化等方面发挥着重要的作用。拉丁美洲和加勒比地区竹资源分布广泛，从亚马逊平原到安第斯山脉，从墨西哥北部到智利的南部，分布在这一地区的竹子的种类超过了560种，占全球竹种的34%。作为全球唯一一家专门致力于竹藤口植物发展的政府间的国际组织， INBAR 自1997年成立以来，携手广大成员国和有关的国际机构，为促进竹藤产区脱贫减困做出了重要的贡献，也赢得了国际社会的广泛的赞誉。我想，我们INBAR走过了20多年，知名度也在越来越提高，影响力呢也越来越大，朋友圈也越来越广。目前INBAR拥有47个成员国，我们再过不久吧，还就有新的成员，就巴基斯坦，到时今年会有达到48个。经拉丁美洲和加勒比地区就有11个成员国。为此呢，我们还在厄瓜多尔首都基多设立了拉丁美洲和加勒比地区的区域办事处。女士们、先生们，INBAR的发展壮大离不开成员国政府、国家和国际资助的机构以及众多国际合作伙伴的大力的支持。目前由国际农业发展基金和西班牙国际发展合作处资助的2个INBAR组织项目正在拉美成员国执行。借此机会，我向出席今天活动的西班牙驻华大使德斯卡亚阁下、国际农业发展基金中国代表处代表马泰奥先生表示衷心感谢。同时呢，也向出席今天活动的并提供大力支持的厄瓜多尔驻华大使拉维亚阁下表示诚挚的谢意。在当前新冠疫情背景下，加强国际合作尤为重要。此次拉丁美洲和加勒比地区大使对话活动，旨在以作为媒，推动3方合作，促进知识传播和最佳的实践。希望大家畅所欲言，积极的分享竹子树立绿色发展的成功经验，共同探讨后疫情时代如何更好地利用竹资源来促进经济社会可持续发展。最后，我预祝今天的大使对话活动圆满成功，祝各位大使阁下和各位来宾身体健康，心情愉快。谢谢大家。
非常感谢江教授的发言以及对我们成员国大力发展竹产业的鼓励。在这里再次感谢您从INBAR成立到发展至今这一路的陪伴、支持和指引。相信INBAR和所有成员国的努力下，竹藤产业发展之路会越走越宽，前景将越来越好。As you may know, Ecuador has been the 10th INBAR Council Chair from 2018 to 2019. His Excellency Javier, Minister of Agriculture and Livestock, on behalf of the government of Ecuador, is also sending his video message to congratulate this event. Let's have a look.
Un saludo fraterno a los embajadores de la región de América Latina y el Caribe, que se encuentran en Beijing, y a los directivos de la sede de INBAR. El bambú y el ratán son recursos estratégicos para que los países reduzcan los efectos del cambio climático, la pobreza y la falta de oportunidades económicas, con la generación de empleos especialmente para jóvenes y mujeres, cumpliendo con al menos 7 de los objetivos de desarrollo sostenible. Actualmente, el mundo atraviesa una crisis económica y sanitaria a causa de la pandemia por el COVID-19, que ha llevado a millones de familias de la región a vivir en un estado de extrema pobreza. Pero es aquí donde cada uno de ustedes puede ser parte de la reactivación económica que buscamos a través del trabajo conjunto con INBAR. En Ecuador, el bambú es parte de la política pública nacional y permite el desarrollo de más de 500.000 personas inmersas en su cadena de manera directa e indirecta. Contamos con una estrategia nacional para los próximos 10 años. Hemos construido viviendas de bambú promoviendo el uso sostenible de este material. Contamos con una línea de crédito adaptada a la realidad del cultivo, asistencia técnica para nuestros productores, capacitación para nuestros artesanos, entre otras acciones más que en conjunto con INBAR han posicionado este recurso como un rubro estratégico para su impulso en los próximos años. Nuestra región de América Latina y el Caribe tiene disponible este recurso y más que todo tiene tradición en su uso. El trabajo con INBAR en la región ha permitido que alrededor de 25.000 pequeños productores y artesanos sean beneficiados de manera directa en la región y más de 360 personas de 17 países entrenadas en sus programas de capacitación. Ecuador presidió desde finales del 2017 al 2019 el Consejo de INBAR, donde se mantuvo una gran interacción con sus países miembros. El seguir sumando fuerzas para posicionar este recurso del bambú es clave, por lo que les invito a los países de la región que todavía no son miembros de INBAR a que unan sus esfuerzos y miremos en este rubro estratégico al recurso que genera vida y esperanza para nuestras poblaciones. Un saludo fraterno desde Ecuador y éxitos en la agenda que se desarrollará en este día.
Sembramos futuro.
Thanks very much for Minister's warm greetings, and we are very impressed by all the various bamboo activities happening in Ecuador. Due to the flight limit caused by the pandemic control, our Director General hasn't been able to come back to Beijing yet, but he sent his best regards to all of you, and in the meantime requests our Deputy Director General, Professor Lu Wenming, to send our warm welcome to all of you.
Distinguished Madam Jiang, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you all for being here with us today. On behalf of our Director General, Mr. Ali Muchum, who is still in his home country of Tanzania, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to INBAR Headquarters to talk about the potential of bamboo for sustainable development in Latin America and the Caribbean. This event falls in a critical time for world affairs. The global pandemic has exacerbated existing problems in different regions of the world, reversing gains of the economic growth and showing the impact of environmental exploration and climate change. Even for INBAR, our Director General, Mr. Ali Muchum, has been blocked in Tanzania due to several times of flight cancellations. Over the years, South-South and triangular cooperation have been a key to bring economic and social prosperity to the most vulnerable communities around the world. We believe such cooperation will also play a critical role in recovering from this global current crisis. As an organization made up mostly of developing countries from the global south, INBAR has acted as an important network for triangular and South-South cooperation for almost 25 years. We have carried out projects, researches, capacity buildings, workshops, and field trips in more than 50 countries, generating hundreds of thousands of jobs and training more than 50,000 people. In particular, INBAR is proud to share knowledge from China, a country which is realizing the full potential of its bamboo resources. Since 1980s, innovations and policy support have helped the Chinese bamboo sector grow into a huge industry that is now valued at more than $40 billion, employs almost 10 million people, and has restored over 3 million hectares of degraded land. Ladies and gentlemen, Latin America and the Caribbean can enjoy a similar success as in China. The region has 1/3 of global bamboo coverage and a long rich history of bamboo uses. This plant already offers a lifeline of millions of people in rural communities who use it as a year-round source of income. With little investment and policy support, bamboo can become a big industry, as well as sources of safe and affordable housing, sustainable tourism, and low-carbon products, including biodegradable alternatives to plastic. Using bamboo can also help protect forest resources across Latin America and the Caribbean. By avoiding deforestation, protecting soils, storing carbon, and providing a source of food and shelter. Despite this huge potential, bamboo resources in Latin America and the Caribbean are not being used in their full potential. We have organized this, the first of our series of Ambassadors Dialogue, to inspire you all to help us raising awareness, share technologies and techniques, and learn from each other about the potential of this golden grass. Today, it is my hope that we can have a fruitful discussion which will lead us to triangular results and encourage everyone here to think about bamboo and think about our bamboo ambassadors. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Professor Lu, for your introduction to the huge potential that bamboo and rattan could contribute to the human and the world. Joint efforts and trilateral cooperation are very key to drive forward the green development. Next, let's watch another video specially designed for this event by our staff in the Latin American and Caribbean Regional Office, presenting the bamboo life and the development in the region of Latin America and the Caribbean. Please enjoy it.
En la región de América Latina y el Caribe, el bambú crece de forma espontánea entre los cultivos, las riberas de los ríos y los flancos montañosos. Se combina con la producción y la vegetación de cada zona y además forma plantaciones. Los vestigios del bambú en la región datan desde hace más de 10.000 años. Importantes hallazgos arqueológicos identificaron su presencia en la cultura Las Vegas en Ecuador, en la cultura Caral en Perú, en el Valle del Magdalena en Colombia, en Boquete, Panamá, y a lo largo de la cordillera de Talamanca y Tenochtitlán en México. Su versatilidad permitió la fabricación de instrumentos de sonidos, herramientas y balsas. Además, fue empleado en la construcción de viviendas y templos. Actualmente la región cuenta con más de 11 millones de hectáreas y 560 especies de bambú que representan la tercera parte del total mundial. En el año 1997 se estableció la Organización Internacional del Bambú y el Ratán, INBAR, como un organismo multilateral. Su oficina regional para América Latina y el Caribe, con sede en Ecuador, trabaja directamente con sus 12 países miembros, promoviendo al bambú como un recurso estratégico para el desarrollo sostenible, que genera miles de empleos, principalmente para jóvenes y mujeres, y que aporta soluciones a problemas globales, como el cambio climático, la pobreza y la falta de oportunidades económicas. En este contexto, INBAR consideró a los Objetivos de Desarrollo Sostenible su eje conductor, demostrando técnicamente cómo el bambú contribuye al progreso de los países de al menos 7 de estos objetivos y otros compromisos internacionales. Se estima que debido al impacto del COVID-19 durante el año 2020, más de 83 millones de personas de la región vivirán en condiciones de extrema pobreza. En medio de esta dura realidad, el bambú se constituye como un recurso natural que activa la economía, generando ingresos y empleos. En Colombia, Ecuador y Perú, el manejo sostenible de especies de bambú logró que más de 10.000 productores mejoren sus plantaciones con el apoyo de INBAR, obteniendo material de calidad que fue comercializado a un mejor precio, dinamizando su economía local. Actualmente se implementa el proyecto Bambusonía, financiado por FIDA, que beneficiará a 2.200 hogares más, que incorporarán al bambú como parte de sus medios de vida. Con el soporte de INBAR, en La Macarena, Colombia, el bambú se convirtió en un recurso generador de trabajo e ingresos para desplazados, reincorporados y víctimas de la violencia, constituyéndose en un pilar para afianzar la paz. Más del 50% de los habitantes de zonas rurales de América Latina y el Caribe utilizan leña y carbón para cocinar. El bambú se usa como biomasa y se convierte en combustible sólido, líquido y gaseoso, brindando nuevas oportunidades de negocio. Un ejemplo de esto es la comunidad rural Peckham, en Jamaica, donde la producción de carbón de bambú se elevó a más de 2 toneladas por hectárea, generando empleo y revirtiendo los niveles de migración. Con el apoyo de INBAR, autoridades de gobierno y empresarios jamaicanos visitaron China para conocer la experiencia técnica en identificar y desarrollar cadenas de valor, estándares comerciales y aprender del creciente negocio del carbón de bambú. El 67% de la población de América Latina y el Caribe requiere de una mejor vivienda. Las casas elaboradas con bambú son fuertes, sismorresistentes, confortables, asequibles y con baja huella de carbono. En Ecuador, la construcción de viviendas de bambú con diseños bioclimáticos adaptadas a las realidades locales está cambiando la visión de casas de pobres a viviendas adecuadas, sostenibles y de acceso universal, siendo contempladas en los planes de vivienda e infraestructura gubernamental. INBAR y sus socios estratégicos continúan posicionando a la cadena de construcción con bambú como la más promisoria para el desarrollo de la región, fortaleciendo este sector al contar con normativas, mano de obra calificada y más profesionales preparados en el uso de este material. La tala indiscriminada de árboles y la destrucción de bosques afecta seriamente a la región. El bambú es una alternativa natural frente a la explotación de la madera. Las soluciones basadas en la naturaleza a través del bambú incentivan las inversiones de una manera sostenible y generan cambios en los patrones de producción y consumo hacia un modelo de economía circular. INBAR produce información técnico-científica y desarrolla tecnologías que son compartidas en cursos, congresos e intercambios de experiencia entre los países de la región y China, sensibilizando a los representantes de la industria, la sociedad civil, el sector privado y los gobiernos de la región sobre las innumerables aplicaciones del bambú. Evitar el incremento de la temperatura de la Tierra es una responsabilidad de todos. La capacidad del bambú para capturar carbón a un ritmo similar o mayor al de los árboles, así como los servicios ecosistémicos que aporta, lo convierten en un recurso valioso para la región. El trabajo de INBAR en los países miembros de América Latina y el Caribe incide en la gestión pública y privada, logrando que el bambú sea considerado dentro de sus planes estratégicos y normativas como una herramienta eficaz para combatir el cambio climático. Su accionar en zonas frágiles como la Amazonía y las áreas costeras afectadas por fenómenos naturales permite la implementación de prácticas climáticamente inteligentes, con bambú de especies nativas e introducidas, disminuyendo el riesgo de la población frente a las adversidades ocasionadas por el cambio climático. Fajas marginales con fines de protección, reforestación de ecosistemas ribereños y el establecimiento de sistemas silvopastoriles. La organización provee herramientas como INBAR Global Survey, aplicación móvil que facilita a los países miembros determinar la cantidad y especies de bambú que poseen, así como la capacidad de captura de carbono. El 14% de la degradación de las tierras a nivel mundial ocurre en América Latina y el Caribe. El bambú es una especie pionera que genera soluciones basadas en la naturaleza, que en los proyectos implementados por INBAR son utilizadas para recuperar suelos degradados, evitar la erosión y mantener la estabilidad de las laderas. La generación de corredores biológicos brinda refugio y alimento a varios animales silvestres de nuestra región, que sin el bambú estarían en peligro de desaparecer, resaltando la importancia de los servicios ecosistémicos de los bosques de bambú. INBAR establece nexos entre sus 47 Estados miembros, fortalece la incorporación del bambú en políticas nacionales, desarrolla programas junto a sus aliados estratégicos y conforma espacios locales de discusión técnica e intercambio de buenas prácticas. De igual manera, aporta en la discusión mundial sobre el desarrollo y la cooperación sur-sur y triangular. Jamaica y Ecuador han presidido el Consejo de INBAR, motivando a que otros presidentes, ministros y embajadores de la región ratifiquen al bambú como un generador de alianzas, empleo y economía sostenible. Con más de 15 proyectos ejecutados, INBAR sigue impulsando el crecimiento del bambú en América Latina y el Caribe, vinculando a más de 25,000 pequeños productores y artesanos de manera directa. Igualmente, más de 360 personas de 17 países de la región, entre profesionales, funcionarios de gobierno, artesanos y productores, han sido entrenados en programas de capacitación en China promovidos por INBAR y financiados por el Ministerio de Comercio de la República Popular de China, MOFCOM, generando una red de contactos regionales. INBAR asiste a sus países miembros de manera innovadora, moviliza recursos técnicos y financieros para lograr beneficios a través del uso del bambú como herramienta de desarrollo sostenible. Con más de 10,000 productos y servicios que abarcan artículos para el hogar, sustitutos de energía, alimentos, bebidas, textiles, biocompuestos, productos medicinales, entre otros, la producción y consumo mundial anual del bambú está valorado en más de $70,000 millones. Con una importación y exportación global de $3,000 millones, el bambú puede ingresar a una gran cantidad de mercados a nivel nacional y a una enorme base de mercados en Europa, Norteamérica, los países árabes y a lo largo de la franja y la ruta, contribuyendo a la economía circular de las regiones. Por su naturaleza innata de crecimiento, el bambú es un recurso innovador que genera mano de obra y valor agregado, ofertando bienes y servicios con una baja huella de carbono y, sobre todo, brindando esperanza, cambiando la vida de miles de personas en la región. Unámonos para trabajar juntos y ampliar las posibilidades de éxito con el uso del bambú para la región de América Latina y el Caribe.
Seems everyone enjoyed. We hope that this video would be able to bring about more thinking and sparkles to you about how bamboo could help your people in your country. As Professor Jiang has to excuse herself for an early leaving, so we will invite all the guests sitting at the table for a group photo. So let's go back to the agenda. To have a better understanding about the development of bamboo industry in China, we have invited one top-level company representative to tell you about their company growth, how their company grows and develops. Let's invite Doris Wang, the Vice General Manager of Ningbo Shilin Arts and Crafts Company Limited, to make a presentation.
Hi everyone, it's my great honor to standing here to give you a presentation. My name is Doris Huang, and today I'm gonna give you a brief introduction about future of bamboo as an insider in the industry. If you found this black box right beside you, you will find it's a present which prepared by me and our company. And if you open it, you will find that there have 2 cups and 2 toothbrushes inside. And the bamboo cups are specially made for each of the ambassadors. You will find on the left, your country on the left, and your names on the right, on the cups. And why I choose this set as a gift, because Russian watis is the first thing we do when we get up in the morning. So I hope we can become eco-friendly from the start of the day. Hope you will like it. And back to the presentation. First, a brief self-introduction. My name is Doris Huang, and I'm the Vice General Manager of Shilin Group, and we have 3 companies with 4 brands. This is me. In 2019, I was invited by INBAR to attend the UN Climate Change Conference in Madrid, Spain. And it is a great opportunity for me and our company to speak up as a representative to speak up for our bamboo industry and let more and more people know about bamboo, this magic plant. And 3 months ago, I was also invited to have a presentation in Boao International Plastic Ban Industry Forum in Hainan. And I also gave a presentation on how bamboo could be a material to replace part of the plastic. In the following about 18 minutes, I will go over these parts. First, I will go over why we choose bamboo, and then our company introduction, followed with the brand cooperation and awards and the future development of the industry, and last is the international cooperation and investment. Part 1, why we choose bamboo. This is a picture from the bamboo forest in my hometown. We think bamboo is a better choice. We Chinese have an old saying is, 宁可食无肉，不可居无竹, which means we can eat without meat, however, we cannot live without bamboo. From here, we can know that bamboo is a very important plant in our Chinese mind. And bamboo differ with wood in its environmental protection feature, with its strong ecological functions, and rational cutting of bamboo will not destroy the forest, but it will also benefit its regeneration. This is a magical thing. And bamboo have a short growth cycle. It only takes 5 years to be mature, but equivalent available wood growth cycle will take at least 20 years. Because bamboo has its long fiber feature, so it has good performance in compressed, tensile, and flexural strength. It also has a bright future. We can see this trend from more and more international household brands begin to develop bamboo products, and more and more people accept to use bamboo products. And developing this bamboo industry is also contribute to the poverty alleviation. Take China as an example. Most areas with bamboo forests are less developed. So while we grow the industry too, we can also help the poor in the rural areas. And we think even a small improvement for their life is an act of kindness. Part 2 about us. Our company was founded in 1984 in Ningbo, which is the east coast side of China. And at that time, we are mainly doing the blackwood furniture. However, we found blackwood is not that eco-friendly because we use the 100 years wood to make the furniture. So 10 years later, in 1994, we started to produce bamboo products. But at that time, we mostly make the kitchenwares like chopsticks. And in 2004, we make the furniture again, but this time we use bamboo instead, no more blackwood. In 2014, we invest 140 million RMB to build a modern processing workshop. And in 2024, we plan to build another eco-factory. And I believe this eco-factory will be Chinese highest level of production in bamboo industry. We have 5 production bases with 3 brands. Bambkin is our own household brand, which is mainly focused in the retail market. Shilin Arts and Craft is our headquarters. It mainly focuses to the B2B market, and the Freely Hanker Qingfeng Hange is our furniture brand. Except these 3 brand bases, we also have primary processing factory and another IKEA production basis. We are the first Chinese enterprise to provide bamboo products to IKEA. These are 3 categories we have: kitchenware, houseware, and furniture. I will quickly go over this to let you have a general idea of what we are making. This is a picture from my own house. Cutting boards, bowl, kitchen paper rack, they are all made by bamboo. Cutting boards, you can see, bowls, bamboo tray, kitchen utensil container, houseware, like multifunctional tissue box, tasking lab tray. Costco sold it in big amount in USA. In different kind of containers, shelves, and furniture is the like dining table, sofa, chairs. Part 3, our brand cooperation and awards. These are famous, well-known overseas partners of our companies. As I mentioned earlier, IKEA, we are the first supplier of bamboo products in China to IKEA, and Costco sold the task laboratory in a really big amount each year. And we also cooperate with Colgate, and we produce the bamboo toothbrushes for them. And also a famous Germany knife brands named Zwilling. We have already cooperated with them for more than 20 years to offer them the bamboo cutting boards and the knife blocks. We also cooperate with designer brands. This tea tray we are co-designed with a famous designer named Shi Dayu and his team, and won a lot of designer awards. PIY is also a cutting-edge modern furniture pieces brand, and they perform really well also. We won a lot of awards, but we believe concentration is the key to be professional. And we also believe that we only use higher requirements to get better quality products from the forest to the merchandise with a strictly control of the whole supply chain. And we also invest a lot of money in the R&D to keep us professional. Part 4, this is the main part I want to share with you this morning, is the future development of the industry. As we know, actually, there has one company that can use every part of the bamboo. Mostly, each of us can only use 25% of bamboo. So this means that 75% of wasting. This is a really big amount of wasting. So how can we turn the waste to treasure is the problem. So based on our own strengths, and we found that we will make it comprehensively in the future. So bamboo panel is what we made now, and we use the panels to make kitchenware, furniture, but we have a lot of remainings. So we used to burn it in the past. But now we plan to use the wasting to make the bamboo charcoal, which will lower the price of the bamboo panel and increase the utility. And we also can make the bamboo chemicals like vinegar and leaf antioxidant. And we also can extract bamboo fiber as a new material and also do the curving things. So here comes the question, how can we maximize the utilization? Our solution is to build an eco-factory, which in the idea of full use of bamboo. Here comes show you how we make the bio charcoal. The video is the factory we just built for making the bamboo charcoal. So we use the remaining of making the bamboo panels to make the bamboo charcoal. From the video, you can see that bamboo charcoal is a key product that work in this recyclable factory. And in the processing of making the charcoal, it will generate plenty of heat. So we can supply this heat back to all the other ecological chain field, and it will also generate the electricity, and this electricity can also back to the factory use. And carving the bamboo to make furniture, we also need heat. So we get the heat freely from making the bamboo charcoal. So every we have already cost a lot of money and time to develop this technology, and we cooperate with the machine company also. We got the patent for making this charcoal. Part 5. It's the international cooperation and investment. In 2013, our President Xi proposed the Belt and Road Initiative. It aimed to promoting multilateral cooperation, and the BNR initiative have already become China's flagship economic policy. And INBAR also involved in with a topic of how bamboo and rattan can be a key resource to greening the program. So, even though like Latin America and the Caribbean region was not mainly involved in the BNR, however, we can take BNR as a reference or example. Under the BNR, we are going to do the international poverty reduction. Take an example in Africa. Ethiopia is one of the least developed countries in the world. However, it has 1.47 million hectares of bamboo resources. This is a big amount, and however, their utilization is less than 5%, which means they normally do not know how to use bamboo, and they even do not know that bamboo shoot could be eaten. This is the picture we took from the bamboo factory in Ethiopia. You can see they have low industrialization, and most of the products were handmade. And in COVID-19, we donated 80,000 masks to Ethiopia to help them to overcome with the intention of the mask. So I think there's no, we want to help we want to help more and more places that have bamboo resources, and we think bamboo is an economic treasure for them. However, one company or one party cannot finish the whole project. We need more parties to join in, like government, like China and other countries, government to introduce relevant policies to local bamboo industries. And we also international organization like INBAR to support multilateral communication, and INBAR do the publicity very well. And here I also want to thank Madame Zhang, she has already did outstanding contribution on promoting the bamboo industry. And we also have bamboo enterprises like us, like Shilin, and we will support the products and the technical supporting, and also the international influential brand like IKEA, because they are really good at marketing and product positioning. If we can group these 4 groups together to form a cluster, we can set or copy this cluster globally to form a bamboo economic, which as China as a center, because our INBAR is located in Beijing, and the bamboo as a medium, we can use bamboo to protect the forestry, and it is environmental friendly material. However, if we want to set the cluster globally, we must adapt it to local environment, because different places have different kind of species of bamboo. So we need to adapt the local environment. Bamboo is also a good material to replace part of the plastic, and it is have contribution to the poverty alleviation and can strengthen the partnership among the countries. To sum up, I think plastic is not an eco-friendly material. We need to try to substitute it. And wood, I think it is a good material. However, based on its long growth cycle, I think bamboo is a better choice. Here comes the end of my presentation, and I think everyone sitting here, we are all devoting to change the world and make a change for the environment with the climate change also. So I think we want trying to work together and make a sustainable life for everyone. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Doris, for your excellent presentation. I believe that the development model and the concept of Shilin will elect more people sitting here. And with the confidence, bamboo will make a better life for our future as long as we don't stop innovation and creation on the road of bamboo industry development. As we all know, bamboo originally grows in the tropical and the subtropical area, but the largest consumer market lies in Europe. According to the trade overview of 2017 published by INBAR, EU is the largest importer of bamboo, buying 37% of bamboo and Rattan products on the international market. So how the life of bamboo companies in Europe? Next, we will show you a video about a company, bamboo company in Spain named Bambusa Estudio. Let's watch and see how this company working with bamboo.
La idea inicial era sencilla: construir con bambú guadua, adaptando la tradición colombiana a las características de aquí de Europa. Mi nombre es Isaac González, soy diseñador industrial y fundé Bambusa en el año 2009. Realizamos proyectos interesantes, pero bueno, pronto nos dimos cuenta de la necesidad de ampliar las variedades y mejorar la distribución en España y Europa. Actualmente importamos desde 3 países, suministramos hasta 8 variedades diferentes de bambú y multitud de productos derivados de proveedores, siempre de total confianza.
Mi nombre es Francesco Intrieri, soy arquitecto, formo parte de Bambusa desde 2012. En el 2012 implantamos el almacén en Valencia, en un entorno que compagina la actividad industrial con un ambiente natural. Valencia es uno de los mayores puertos del área mediterránea además que referencia en la logística para la península ibérica.
Aquí recibimos una media de 5 a 6 contenedores por año y desde aquí enviamos material a clientes en cualquier parte del mundo. Contamos en la plantilla con personal especializado en carpintería e ingeniería de la edificación para completar el abanico de servicios con mecanizados especiales, prefabricación en taller y cálculos estructurales.
Disponemos de plataforma de venta online multidioma para acceder al mercado español e internacional. Hoy día tenemos un importante número de clientes profesionales como arquitectos, paisajistas, decoradores y otros mayoristas. Estamos creciendo en el Mediterráneo y especialmente hacia el mercado italiano, donde pronto estableceremos una nueva base logística.
Durante este tiempo hemos participado en varios proyectos de distinta envergadura, en construcción de vivienda, arquitectura efímera y auxiliar, pabellones expositivos, ferias, festivales, etc.
Además de la importación y de la distribución, somos especialistas en todo tipo de instalaciones para interior y exterior. Ofrecemos servicios integrales de diseño y construcción de estructuras, incorporando tanto técnicas tradicionales como nuevas tecnologías. Nos interesan especialmente las estructuras desmontables, prefabricadas y ligeras para las ciudades. Esto ya es una realidad en otros países y también puede serlo en Europa. El bambú es una herramienta de cambio con increíbles posibilidades desde el punto de vista social y ambiental.
Diseñamos y favorecemos estrategias de relación con entidades públicas, universidades, estudiantes, asociaciones, realizando continuamente esfuerzos en el aprendizaje, la divulgación y la ampliación de nuestros conocimientos. En 2019 organizamos, junto a INBAR y el Instituto de Ciencias de la Construcción Eduardo Torroja, el primer simposio ibérico sobre bambú, lo que nos permitió situar a España en el foco de las políticas de futuro, desarrollo y sostenibilidad relacionadas con el bambú en el ámbito de la Unión Europea y de la Agenda 2030.
La formación también es un aspecto muy importante para nosotros. En los cursos y conferencias que realizamos periódicamente se detallan las inmejorables características físicas del bambú, su competitividad de precio y durabilidad, pero también su gran belleza y el respeto hacia el medio ambiente que su uso conlleva.
Para poder dar respuesta fundada a esta pregunta, lo que hicimos fue encargar un análisis de ciclo de vida a que midiera la huella ecológica de nuestras cañas de bambú guadua en este caso. El estudio ha sido realizado por la Unidad de Análisis Ambiental de la UPM, teniendo en cuenta todos los factores y fases que van desde el nacimiento hasta su comercialización, valorando la sostenibilidad del bambú importado en cuanto a impacto de cambio climático y empleo de energía primaria. Los resultados certifican que las emisiones de gases de efecto invernadero generadas apenas suponen un 15% de todo el CO2 previamente almacenado, confirmando así que el bambú puede ser una alternativa viable en Europa.
Pues ahora mismo estamos terminando un nuevo proyecto de ejecución para una estructura de cubierta para vivienda integralmente en bambú guano. Creemos que la clave sea introducir soluciones y diseños propios adaptados a este mercado. Soluciones y diseños que faciliten el uso del bambú en cualquier tipo de producto de uso diario o arquitectónico o estructural.
Continuamos sumando socios colaboradores en los países productores para favorecer así el desarrollo local, a la vez que apoyamos y favorecemos la investigación académica aquí en Europa.
Very interesting video, and I hope that you know more. In fact, Europe is loving bamboo more and more. And now we are moving to the most important and inspiring moment of today's dialogue. Let's invite Ambassador of Ecuador, Panama, Peru, and Spain, Country Director of IFAD, DDGs of Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the National Forestry of the Grassland to the stage. They will tell us how do they think about bamboo and its role. My colleague, Boha, the Global Policy Officer, will be the moderator for this panel discussion. Thank you.
Before we start, I would like to say a few words in Spanish. I'm just mentioning this to not making crazy the translators. Quiero dar las gracias a todos los embajadores y a autoridades del gobierno de China por estar aquí con nosotros hoy presente. Creo que es muy importante su presencia hoy aquí por diferentes motivos. Entre otros, necesitamos de sus contribuciones y necesitamos también su apoyo para fortalecer la industria y también para fortalecer a la cadena productiva del bambú. Desde los agricultores que recolectan el producto hasta la industria y la venta del bambú. Necesitamos el apoyo de todos, de los Estados miembros, de los no miembros y también, como no, de los donantes, y por eso es muy importante la presencia aquí hoy del Fondo Internacional Agrícola, de Desarrollo Agrícola y del embajador de España, Rafael Dezcayer. Agradezco mucho la presencia de todos y también a las autoridades del gobierno de China. Thank you very much also to the authorities from the government of China for being here. So I'm going to start by thanking one more time to the Ambassador of Ecuador for his leadership and for his contribution to the organization of this event. It has been very helpful. And I would like to start by asking him some questions. Ambassador, you know that during this past year we have gone through a difficult crisis, health crisis globally. But the industry of bamboo has shown a lot of resilience in the Latin American countries, and also a great contribution to the economic recovery is providing a great contribution to the economic recovery of the region. I'd like to start by asking you, what was the reason of the support that the government of Ecuador has provided to the policy implementation of the bamboo industry in your country?
Muchísimas gracias, Borja. Yo deseo agradecer muy especialmente al Consejo del INBAR, al señor presidente del Consejo, la presencia de mis queridos colegas, embajadores de América Latina y el Caribe, muy especialmente Rafael, muchas gracias por estar aquí, y la presencia del Ministerio de Asuntos Exteriores de la República Popular China, por intermedio y representada por nuestro querido amigo, el señor Chen Luning, subdirector para Asuntos de América Latina y el Caribe del Ministerio de Exteriores. Creo que es una importante manifestación de cómo tiene que reenfocarse la política pública de cada uno de nuestros países hacia las vías de la cooperación triangular y sobre todo para un intercambio fructífero de experiencias, que es el objetivo de este debate. El aporte del bambú al desarrollo del Ecuador es una política pública de particular relevancia. Con ocasión del webinar realizado la semana pasada, recientemente, por el INBAR, en la que estuvo presidiendo este evento, copresidiéndolo nuestro ministro de Agricultura y Ganadería, el Ecuador declaró que apuesta a impulsar el cultivo del bambú o caña guadúa. Hablamos de alrededor de 600.000 hectáreas como alternativa para sustituir cultivos no tan rentables por estar en zonas de alta vulnerabilidad climática. Destaco la relevancia que tuvo este importante evento organizado por el INBAR, en el que también intervinieron el ministro de Silvicultura y Vida Silvestre de Camerún, parlamentarios de la India, el director adjunto del INBAR, con un específico impacto en la población rural. Yo creo que ese puede ser el aporte, respondiendo a tu pregunta.
Fantástico. Mil gracias, embajador. En esto que usted ha mencionado, durante todos los años desde que Ecuador, sorry, I should speak in English. Since Ecuador joined INBAR as a founding member, what progresses have you seen in the bamboo industry in your country, and how INBAR has supported Ecuador to reach where you are today?
Bueno, con relación a esa pregunta, me refiero a una forma de continuación de la primera. Tenemos cultivos tropicales, una cultura de uso de caña gadúa permanente, ¿no?, intensiva, y nuestra estrategia del bambú ecuatoriana 2018-2022 tendrá un plazo mayor, ya que forma parte del Plan Nacional Agropecuario hasta el año 2030, con el que se potenciará este rubro. Además, trabajamos en proyectos para generar construcciones con este material. Con Ban Ecuador, que es nuestro banco de desarrollo, hemos creado también una línea de crédito especializada para recuperación y aprovechamiento sostenible de graduales de hasta $150.000 por persona, con plazos de pago, periodos de gracia adecuados. Es decir, el Ecuador incluye el bambú en el futuro de la construcción sostenible de unas 300.000 hectáreas, ¿no? Y además con una generación de ingresos de aproximadamente $1.000 millones, por lo que consideramos que el bambú puede tener un peso específico en las exportaciones similar al de nuestros principales productos como el banano, el cacao o las flores.
Fantástico, embajador. Gracias por poner el bambú en el centro de sus políticas públicas agropecuarias. Con esto voy a pasar al embajador de Panamá. Panamá fue, I should speak in English, I always forget. Panama was the first Central American country to join INBAR recently, 3 or 4 years ago. And what progresses have you seen in Panama since Panama joined INBAR? We have had some trainings and so on. Can you please give us the context of what progresses have you seen lately? Thank you.
¿Cómo no? Muchas gracias. Quiero, igual que el colega Nico Larrea, agradecer muchísimo la distinción de invitarme a participar en este panel y, por supuesto, sentirme muy complacido de compartirlo con distinguidos embajadores y funcionarios del gobierno chino y el amigo del Fondo Internacional de Desarrollo Agrícola. Quizás en este panel Panamá sea el país que viene a aprender. Cuando oigo la presentación que hace embajador de Ecuador y seguramente hará el embajador de Perú. Y cuando veo los videos, entonces me doy cuenta que realmente nosotros estamos en una fase realmente muy embrionaria de nuestro vínculo con el bambú. Yo casi diría que el bambú es el gran desconocido en Panamá, pero con un gran potencial. Y creo que de eso nos dimos cuenta ya hace pocos años, por cierto, porque en el 2006 constituimos la Comisión Nacional del Bambú, que fue una medida que formaba parte de una proyección mucho más amplia de nuestra política ambiental. Y en ese proceso, en el 2010, Panamá se adhirió a INBAR. Es decir, tenemos 11 años de ser miembros de INBAR y, por cierto, registro que somos el único país de Mesoamérica que hasta este momento es miembro de INBAR. Es decir, INBAR tiene un potencial de crecimiento en la región de Mesoamérica y, por supuesto, en todo el mundo. Creo que el desarrollo del interés por el bambú en Panamá ha estado muy asociado al propio desarrollo que ha tenido nuestra política ambiental, que ha incorporado el tema de los recursos naturales como una política de Estado prioritaria. Así, lo que en algún momento era un instituto de recursos naturales pasó a ser después una autoridad de medio ambiente y en el 2015 ya nosotros tenemos un Ministerio de Ambiente que, por supuesto, se ocupa de proyectar todas las políticas públicas en este sentido. Y puedo señalar con toda claridad que como parte de este proceso, Panamá cuenta hoy día con 100 áreas protegidas que ocupan el 35% del territorio nacional. Un país pequeño, pero con un régimen de protección muy amplio. Y dentro de ese régimen de protección, por supuesto, todo lo que se refiere al bambú. Y creo que debemos reconocer que este nuevo estado de conciencia que hay con relación a la importancia del bambú, no solamente desde el punto de vista del desarrollo de la sostenibilidad ambiental, sino de sus posibilidades industriales y comerciales, se lo debemos muchísimo a nuestro vínculo con INBAR, que nos ha ofrecido asistencia y cooperación técnica, que nos ha permitido avanzar a estadios de mejor comprensión del potencial muy grande que tiene el bambú. Y por supuesto, aprendiendo de los países hermanos. Gracias.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. The Ambassador shared a confidence earlier with me. If I'm allowed, I will share with the audience. He told me that he grew up surrounded by bamboo in his grandparents' house. So he developed this love for bamboo, which is very good, and we hope that we can keep helping Panama in the future to reach further status in the bamboo industry. Thank you very much. So my next question will be for my friend and ambassador from Peru, Mr. Luis Felipe Quesada. Ambassador, Peru is one of our founding members, and we have had a good cooperation with Peru. It also has a good bamboo industry that we have had several projects there in the last decades, some funded by IFAD and the Spanish Cooperation Agency. And also we have some exchanges between China and Peru. Some officials from the government of China have visited your country, have met with the Minister of Environment, the former one. So what is the progress that have you seen in the last decades in the bamboo development? And also, I would like to ask you, what lessons have Peru what lessons can Peru share with other member states here or potential member states, like I look at Mexico, Costa Rica, or other countries? What lessons can Peru share with all of them?
Thank you very much, Borja. I think I'm very honored for the invitation from INBAR to be here with such distinguished colleagues. And I would start answering your last questions about the key lessons that could be learned. Well, I think that it's important to stress that in the case of Peru, our territory is covered in its 60% more or less by forest, and is one of the 17 richest countries in biological diversity. Mm-hmm. So along most of the international community, Peru has a strong commitment to achieve the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Thanks to INBAR, technical working groups were carried out in many regions in our country to promote citizens' participation and exchange of best practices among public and private actors. This positive process needs more financing and technical assistance, of course. INBAR has supported Peru technically in various projects: housing improvement with Ecuador and Ecuadorian and Peruvian coasts, bamboo-based alternative development, I'm just mentioning some of the most important projects, regional dialogue platforms, academic exchange with the most important universities. Then we have the Bambuzonia project shared with Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru, funded by IFAD, and managed by INBAR, of course. And then I can say that if I mention more positive results, I can say the cooperation agreements between subnational governments and universities, and assessment of rural livelihoods, leader of leaders programs also, and these programs are aimed to indigenous communities, and virtual training sessions and promotion of bamboo through radio channels. If I can summarize what we have done these last years, first of all, articulation processes within and between countries as important methods of coordination with international financing and managing partners. And then second, projects should consider the social and inclusive dimensions. Training and awareness programs are crucial to promote the knowledge and use of bamboo in our daily lives. I think that if I speak about the development of these projects, I would say that nowadays we have two being implemented in Peru using multilateral financing mechanisms. One is Bambuzonia that I mentioned between these three countries, and it's funded by the International Fund for Agricultural Development and managed by INBAR, as I said. And its key goals are to enhance governance mechanisms such as the technical working groups, as well as to tackle climate change. Another project is Sustainable Forest Development Programs, funded by CAF, which is the Development Bank of Latin America, and managed by CERFOR, our Environmental Protection Agency, with the aim to protect forests and increase productivity in the sector. So the experience, our experience of cooperation with INBAR has been very, very positive. And I believe that your plan, the INBAR Strategic Plan 2015-2030, will provide all of us a better framework to a more close collaboration among member states, mainly through knowledge transfer and action-oriented research. So we should explore these innovative mechanisms of South-South cooperation as well, and triangular collaboration in the different stages of the projects, from design and financing to implementation and impact evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that brief, big context that you have provided of all the projects that we have had and the cooperation we have had with Peru. Ambassador, one last question I want to ask you very quickly. We have seen from what you have just told us that INBAR's strategic goals and the national development agenda of Peru fits very well together. How can these experiences be scaled up and shared with other countries?
Well, when we speak about this, we have set our objectives, our policies, and our actions in our planning. So we have two big frameworks: the National Agreement and the Bicentennial Plan. And then we take very much in importance the actors and the policies. So the actors are the ministries, of course, environmental and production, our environmental and wildlife agency, the planning center, the academia, the institutions of research. And then we have the policies that are enacted by laws, regulations, and national and sectorial programs. Since 2008, the Peruvian government declared bamboo plantations of national interest. So we have the National Plan of Bamboo Production, 2008-2020, which was approved and implemented through Pro Amazonia, which is an independent agency from the Ministry of Agriculture. Then we have also regional authorities to implement these laws and other policies that follow by the National Environmental Policy, the National Wildlife and Forest Policy, the National Strategy against the climate change, and the National Agriculture Plan. And then we have also the public debates. So we have the National Council of Organic Products, National Committees for Biocommerce Promotion. And I would mention also challenges, opportunities in this for us. Challenges to improve the business developments, add value, quality of infrastructure. We have the problem in Peru of a very strong informal economy. We need to empower agricultural partnerships, improve financing mechanisms, as I said. And as a national homework, we need to upgrade our Bamboo National Plan as well. Bamboo should be included in other concerted development plans. The opportunities, they are there to promote and develop bamboo, for instance, reforestation, housing, soil quality, in tourism infrastructure as well, furniture and crafts. So in my view, INBAR has helped Peru to articulate this national legislation. There are comparative lessons, technical assistance, and information sharing that has been very fruitful for us. So I would express my gratitude once again to INBAR for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much also for your suggestions. We take note of all of them. Also, yes, we are here also to learn and learn from you, from our member states and non-member states and potential member states. What are your needs? What is what you are looking for? How can we help you? So we are very glad that we can hear that from you today. So my next question will go to the Ambassador of Spain. Ambassador, thank you for being with us today and welcome to INBAR. Welcome to your home. This is also your home as a donor of INBAR also. So I want to also give a brief context of the cooperation of Spain and INBAR. Spain has been a funder through the Spanish Cooperation Agency of INBAR projects in the region. In the last 5 years, they have provided already over $1 million. So, Ambassador, I want to ask you, how do you foresee the future of the Spanish cooperation in Latin America? After COVID-19, we are facing some challenges, and we know that perhaps there may be also some challenges in the future when it comes to funding of new projects. So we want to hear from you what is the future of the Spanish Cooperation Agency in Latin America and our cooperation with INBAR. If you can give us a brief context of that. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Borja, and thank you very much to INBAR for this invitation to share a panel with these distinguished colleagues and friends. I think that INBAR plays a very, very important role in the furthering of the ODS, of the model for development we have for 2030. And in this sense, we are very happy to have been able to cooperate with INBAR both directly and also in Latin America. In Latin America, which is a place where the Spanish Cooperation Agency, ACID, has been active for many years, we have particularly worked with the governments of Ecuador and Peru, in the province of Piura in northern Peru and Manabí in Ecuador. And in these provinces, we have established models of cooperation for the training of people in the techniques of sustainable construction, the promotion of a favorable regulatory environment for furthering also this type of construction, and of course the development of an industry which will make all this possible and sustainable in the future. We have particularly one project of which we are very proud because it is a binational project with Ecuador and Peru, Arauclima, in which also another element of our cooperation policy is active, the escuelas taller, the workshop schools. These have been very active all over Latin America after having been very active in Spain for many years, and they prove to be a very effective way to combine both teaching, training and production, because the people who are trained in particular trades then use their learnings to start cooperating in specific projects. So we are very happy with the way this has been working. We are certainly committed to continue with this line of work because we believe bamboo is a great element to fight poverty, to pursue the Sustainable Development Goals, and also to fight against climate change. And I think you have mentioned the pandemic. I think the pandemic is the first warning, maybe, of what kind of world we can have to face unless we become very serious about the fight against climate change.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. Yes, it's important you mentioned that. So in this regard, yes, you have mentioned several of the projects we have done in Latin America, which have been very positive in the development of the industry in Latin America. Now, the next step is also to open the markets. Europe and North America are big markets for the bamboo industry. And Spain, as the gate of Ibero-America in Europe, is also a big market for this kind of industry. So I want to ask you, how can bamboo raw material and its ecological products be useful or be marketized in Europe and give it value added to the bamboo raw material? And also, how can it help Europe to build back better? We know that the European Union is implementing the EU Green Deal. So we think that perhaps there is an opportunity also for this kind of material in Europe. Thank
you. In the European Union, the fight against climate change is an absolute priority. And we have to integrate it as a transversal element in all our the elements of our foreign policy, including our development policy. And in this regard, I think it opens also interesting possibilities of cooperation with China, because China is also reconsidering some aspects of its development policy and establishing a much closer cooperation with the European Union on the concept, on the theories, on the ideas, on the models to follow in its development policy to make it more closer to the Sustainable Development Goals. So this is also an interesting possibility which is open. I think we are very, very, very keen on working with Europe and Latin America. Actually, as you know, the issues on climate change and issues like the promotion of friendly industries like bamboo for climate change is at the heart of one of the most difficult and complex political negotiations today between Latin America and Europe, which is the negotiation on the deal with Mercosur. The climate change issues are at the heart of these negotiations. So we take it very seriously. We are working hard to make solutions possible. And I'm happy that Spanish firms are the one which showed its video today. Bambusa are really working very hard on opening the European market for the bamboo products. I think Spain is among the 1 or 2 top importers of bamboo products in Europe. We are very, very interested in continuing that. And frankly, anyone who has visited Spain and arrived by plane have seen the airport of Barajas. The airport of Barajas has the roof.
It's just behind you.
It's completely covered with bamboo. And this is 200,000 square meters of bamboo. It's a size of 25 football fields. And it impresses you by the beauty, by the sustainability, by the good ecological footprint it has. I think it is a very clear and evident expression of our commitment to this kind of industry.
Yes, indeed, that's so true. It's a welcome to Spain that any Latin American who comes to Spain will be impressed by the size of the bamboo airport that we have, and also we are very proud of it. So thank you very much for that, Ambassador. My last question to you very quickly will be regarding the foreign minister of Spain, and now is the high representative of the European Union. He, as you know, he visited Ecuador, one of our projects in Ecuador. You know it very well. Also, we have a meeting here with him. Now we know that there is this position of Europe regarding the EU Green Deal, and also the Vice President of Spain and the Minister of Ecological Transition, Teresa Rivera, who is a friend of you. She has a very ambitious plan to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. So how can nature-based solutions like bamboo help to achieve carbon neutrality in Spain? And how can be used in different areas like sustainable construction to replace single-use plastics and so on?
Yes, it is true that it's not only in Europe that the sustainable development goals and the economic translation of our priorities given to climate change have to be found. In Spain too, our government has as the two top priorities of our economic program after the pandemic, fight against climate change, sustainable development, and digitalization. The two have to go together. And I think we have a very good opportunity here in China, in Kunming, at the meeting of the COP15 on biodiversity. Biodiversity is an issue in which China is very strong. Spain, I think, is the second country in the world in number of biosphere reserves. We are very, very interested in working very hard for a success of Kunming, and I think INBAR also has an opportunity to set bamboo as one of the major elements in the agenda of this conference, because after all, China's role in the industry and in the knowledge about bamboo is obviously very important.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. I can't agree more with you. True. Kunming will be a big step for INBAR and also for the bamboo industry and the bamboo resources all over the world. Thank you very much for mentioning that. So my next questions will be for the head of IFAD, the country director of IFAD here in China, Mateo Marquisio. Also, thank you for being here, and also thank you for the great cooperation we have had with IFAD since the founding of INBAR. He has been our key ally all over the world, not only in Latin America, but also in Africa and in Asia. So thank you for being here. Mateo, so bamboo is both an agricultural and an agroforestry crop. As you know, INBAR is a key player in agriculture and also in rural poverty reduction. In the last 20 years, we have together implemented several projects, as I just mentioned, all over the world. So I want to ask you how bamboo fits your strategic objectives, and also what is the agenda and programs of IFAD in the post-COVID-19 era?
Okay. Well, first of all, let me reciprocate the appreciation for INBAR and the pleasure of being associated with INBAR. We were one of the co-sponsor to its foundation, and we have supported through all these years. And I would like to really thank you for inviting me to this event. To respond to your question, perhaps let me contextualize on IFAD, International Fund for Agricultural Development, particularly for those that do not know our organization. IFAD is a specialized agency of the United Nations. It's a very particular agency because we are basically the only fund of the United Nations. We basically provide loans and grants, concessional loans to developing countries to promote rural development, inclusive rural development. And our mandate, and to frame the answer, our mandate is really to promote poverty reduction, Sustainable Development Goal 1, food security, Sustainable Development Goal 2, and resilience, climate resilience, Sustainable Development Goal 3. So if you look at our mandate, at our agenda, you see how the bamboo agenda well fits into our future program. Simply because bamboo as a cash crop provides an income opportunity for poor smallholder farmers, our main target group. Growing bamboo does contribute to achievement of Sustainable Development Goal 1 and to our agenda on Sustainable Development Goal 1. Also, as mentioned by previous speakers in the presentation, bamboo is a climate resilient crop, is carbon storage, is a negative sink of carbon. So it does contribute to climate resilience and does as well, you can see how bamboo can fit into our climate resilience agenda. Lastly, on COVID and post-COVID agenda. What COVID has shown, has demonstrated to the world is that although everyone is potentially vulnerable to be infected by COVID, as a matter of fact, it's the most vulnerable part of the populations, the poorest, the most vulnerable segment of our society who are the most impacted by the impacts of COVID. So the recipe, the solution is basically strengthening their resilience, their capacity to bear with those shocks. And I think bamboo can provide, being a source of income for those vulnerable segments of society, can strengthen their economic resilience to those shocks. So in short, you can see how well bamboo fits into IFAD agenda for the future, into the Sustainable Development Goal agenda for 2030.
Indeed, we fit each other since the very beginning of the founding of INBAR. I want also, we have also a project in Africa funded by the China IFAD South-South and Triangular Cooperation Facility. I would like to share with our member states and potential member states if you can explain a bit more of how the South-South Triangular Cooperation Facility can help our member states in Latin America and Caribbean countries to achieve their development goals.
Absolutely, and I think it's a great opportunity to also brief our member states on this opportunity. First of all, let me start by saying that South-South cooperation, and as everyone knows, has increasingly become a complementary form of cooperation to the traditional North-South. It provides opportunity for countries from the global South to exchange best practices, ideas, knowledge, and thus it's important to favor this channel, this form of cooperation. IFAD has historically provided opportunity for South-South cooperation mainly through its investment project. Many of our projects offer opportunity to exposure visits in other countries to our project beneficiaries, thus to a certain extent supporting South-South cooperation. But from 2018, so 3 years ago, we have specifically established and set up a facility with the financial support of China to promote South-South cooperation projects, And the facility basically provides grant resources up to $500,000 to proposals that favor South-South cooperation in the broad area of rural development. And basically, we accept proposals in response from calls for proposals. We assess them, and those that are awarded can receive grant resources, and that's the mechanism. We have so far made 3 calls for proposals. 2 have already been awarded. 1 is basically assessing projects, and there will certainly be in the future. So I will share information whenever a new call for proposal is launched.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. That would be very appreciated. My last question, very brief to you, is IFAD and the Spanish Cooperation Agency last year signed an agreement to join efforts to co-finance rural development projects and fight against food insecurity in developing countries. How can this help the Latin American and Caribbean countries?
Yes, we recently signed a co-financing cooperation framework with the Spanish Development Agency. It's the second agreement we signed with Spain to precisely provide resources in support of food security and rural poverty reduction. How this can happen? Basically, the main geographical focus one of the geographical focus of this cooperation, this partnership, is Latin America. These are resources that are available through our country programs for Latin American countries. So the advice I can give is to any client country that is interested in to approach through our country office in the country on how they can access those resources.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So our next guest is Mr. Chen Luning. Chen Luning is the Deputy Director General for International Cooperation of Latin American and Caribbean region from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China. He speaks Spanish with a Spanish accent from Madrid. Very good Spanish. So thank you for being here. And my first question to you is to introduce the Chinese policy in Latin American and Caribbean countries, the cooperation between China and Latin American and Caribbean countries.
Bueno, entonces voy a hablar en español.
Fantástico, lo
Con
habla
permiso.
genial.
Veo que aquí español es un idioma ya casi predominante en esta. Por eso me permito primero saludar y agradecer la invitación de INBAR. Es un gusto, honor compartir con los embajadores en esta oportunidad a charlar sobre el tema de cooperación en área de bambú. Bueno, después de la visita y después de escuchar las presentaciones de los embajadores, sabemos que bambú es un recurso natural muy importante en América Latina, en muchos países, casi en todos los países más importantes en esta región, ¿no? Y tanto los recursos como la experiencia constituyen los factores más favorables, ¿no?, para desarrollar una relación de cooperación con América Latina, entre China y América Latina, entre INBAR con América Latina, a industrializar, ¿no?, el bambú. Pero fuera de esto, para mí hay otro factor muy importante que es fundamental, que es existe una muy buena relación política, diplomática entre China y América Latina. Por eso quería primero resaltar, reiterar la posición china de desarrollar una relación entre China y América Latina y el Caribe bajo el principio de, desde el punto de vista estratégico y largo plazista, ¿no?, de desarrollar esta relación con América Latina. Es un factor que va sentado en una base sólida para apoyar, sustentar a todas las áreas de cooperación, incluido es el área de bambú, ¿no? Porque este año registra el 61 aniversario de la relación China-América Latina. Y a lo largo de los últimos 60 años, ¿no?, la relación entre China y América Latina siempre ha desarrollado con muchos éxitos, ¿no? Nuestro presidente Xi Jinping ya ha visitado 5 veces a esta región. Y con los homólogos, con los presidentes mandatarios de América Latina, los jefes de Estado han alcanzado amplios consensos de desarrollar una relación entre China y América Latina bajo principio de igualdad, beneficio mutuo innovación, apertura y beneficiado al pueblo, ¿no? Y China siempre reconoce y agradece a la mayoría de los países de esta región por su firme apoyo de la política de una sola China. Y en los temas importantes para nuestro interés nacional, como tema de Hong Kong, de Xinjiang y de derechos humanos, ¿no? Y también entre China y América Latina, ambos somos países en vía de desarrollo y compartimos muchos puntos de vista común. Por eso en las plataformas tanto de la ONU, de G20, de APEC, en muchas ocasiones, muchos organismos internacionales, ¿no? Nos apoyamos a defender el interés común de los países en vía de desarrollo. Y para valorar ese buen nivel de la relación en América Latina, vale resaltar el papel que juega ese comercio e inversión, porque a pesar de la COVID-19, el comercio entre China y América Latina desde el año 2018 se ha registrado a nivel de 300.000 millones de dólares, 3 años seguidos, incluso en el año pasado. O sea, el año pasado la última cifra es 316.000 millones de dólares, casi el mismo nivel del año anterior. Y los productos de América Latina como frutas, carne, mariscos, ¿no? Tiene a China como el mercado principal, ¿no? Y también con ritmo de ampliar y aumentar su exportación a China. Y en área de infraestructura de esta región, hasta el momento, más o menos 19 países han firmado el documento, la ruta y la franja con China. Y bajo en este marco de cooperación, empresas chinas con América Latina han invertido en áreas de carretera, puerto, por ejemplo, y ferrocarril, metro, proyectos minerales, ¿no? Todo esto han beneficiado al desarrollo económico y social de los países latinoamericanos. Y muchas otras áreas como la cultura, educación, transporte, turismo, hay mucha potencialidad, ¿no? Por explorar entre China y América Latina. Entonces estamos muy convencidos de que el futuro de la relación entre China y América Latina es aún más brillante y queremos aunar los esfuerzos juntos con los amigos latinoamericanos para elevar al nivel entre China y América Latina a un más alta etapa. Y todo esto va a construir nuevas oportunidades para la cooperación en esa área de bambú. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Mr. Chen. Yes, you just mentioned the Belt and Road. The Belt and Road, and INBAR is a member since the launch in 2019 of the International Green Development Coalition, launched by China to green the Belt and Road. So in that regard, a follow-up question to you, how can INBAR make more use of this, to green the Belt and Road with our member states in Latin America and the Caribbean? And also, regarding the pandemic, China has been very active helping the members from Latin American and the Caribbean countries in anti-epidemic support. So how can also INBAR help in the economic recovery of the region?
Brevemente quería comentar que la ruta y la franja se ha extendido a América Latina y esta iniciativa no solo se limite en firmar los documentos, en tener unos consensos políticos, sino que tiene que ser convertido en los proyectos más prácticos, lo que realmente estamos haciendo, ¿no? Este esfuerzo de cooperar con casi todos los países latinoamericanos. De todo esto se resaltan, ¿no? Los megaproyectos, los proyectos más importantes, casi con todos los países que los embajadores presentes representan, ¿no? Y esta iniciativa de la ruta y franja coincide con los recursos, con los países que cuentan con los principales recursos de plantación de bambú. Por ejemplo, en caso de Ecuador, en caso de Perú, ¿no? Ambos países que han firmado documentos de franja y la ruta y se han desarrollado cooperaciones en amplias áreas. Y con la instalación de la Secretaría, ¿no? Secretaría Regional de INBAR en Ecuador, creo que es un buen punto de partida para aprovechar todas las experiencias de Ecuador, de Perú, de Panamá, de otros países latinoamericanos, a expandir a la región. Y concretamente porque el desarrollo de bambú podría generar mayor oportunidad de empleo, ¿no? Y también, o sea, tener mayor cobertura en las áreas rurales, donde necesita mayor inversión, mayor oportunidad, ¿no? Porque igual que China, los países latinoamericanos también enfrentan desafíos de la lucha contra la pobreza. Y justamente la construcción, por ejemplo, manufactura con los materiales de bambú podría mejorar las condiciones económicas de la región rural. Todo esto podrían ser unas nuevas tendencias de nuestra cooperación en América Latina.
Mr. Chen, thank you very much for the support of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of China to INBAR, and we indeed wish to increase our cooperation in the future and continue this great cooperation that we have had in the past 25 years. Thank you very much. So my next question will be to Mr. Hu Juanhui. Hu Juanhui is the Deputy Director General of Department of International Cooperation of the National Forestry and Grassland Administration. Mr. Hu, could you please, we have had INBAR and the National Grassland and Forestry Administration have had a very good cooperation also in the last 2 decades. So could you please introduce to our member states the 8 programs in LAC in recent, the China bamboo resource industry and the role of national and provincial governments in the bamboo sector development in China?
First of all, thank you so much, INBAR Secretary, for inviting me to today's dialogue. And I think it is my great pleasure to share my work with you and at the same time to learn something from participants. As you know, in China, we have a large area of bamboo resources. We have more than 39 categories of bamboo with 500 species. The area of bamboo plantation is about 6-7 million hectares. Over the past years, China has already developed a full value chain in bamboo industry, from cultivation or planting cultivation to processing and different use of bamboo resources. In 2018, according to the statistics, the annual volume, production volume in bamboo sector has already reached $37 billion, and more than 80 million people working in these sectors. For the government at the national level, we are responsible for developing policies and guidance to the bamboo industry. That is the important part of our job. In the provincial level and the lower level, they are responsible for implementing those policies and guidance. And at the same time, they also collected the feedbacks to report to us to make the future better. So I think over the years, bamboo industry have developed very well. And we will try to enhance the working style to create more models for the development and issues favorable policies to support the development of this industry. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hu. Indeed, China has done a lot in the policy work and it's been an example to many other countries around the world. Now, my last question to you would be very quickly to how can INBAR and NFGA work together to be a force for triangular cooperation in Latin America? How can INBAR and NFGA work together in Latin American and Caribbean countries?
Actually, INBAR has already involved in lots of cooperation between China and other countries. For example, the ongoing project, Netherlands project for the triangle cooperation in Africa, East African, has already set up a good example for the triangle collaboration. For the government side, we have already signed 7 bilateral cooperation agreements with Latin American countries. Part of the agreement was involved in the bamboo development. For in the future, probably we may include more bamboo activities and projects in the bilateral collaboration, and maybe a representative and professionals from INBAR can be invited to participate in a bilateral working group meeting. So this is one way for the triangle collaboration. The second is that we can take the full advantage of our INBAR's expertise, particularly in bamboo processing or bamboo technicals. Over the past years, we organized several training workshops in China and outside China, and INBAR was playing quite an important role in coordination or in organizing those workshops. For the future, I hope INBAR will continue to provide consistent support, technical support for those training workshops. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hu. Thank you very much to all our panelists. I'd like to open the floor to the ambassadors, the ambassador of Costa Rica, also the ambassador of Dominican Republic and Mexico, and of course to our chair, Mr. Martin Impana, if they want to share with us some reflections or they want to ask any questions they may have. No? Okay, so I'll give the floor to Mr. Martin Impana, our chair, the chair of INBAR Council, to give the closing remarks. Invite him to join us here. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of the Latin American and Caribbean Ambassadors Dialogue, and it is my honor to provide some closing remarks on behalf of the Chair of the 12th INBAR Council. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to INBAR for taking the initiative to organize this dialogue at a crucial time, and to all of you who have come together here from so many different areas: government, private sector, international organizations, and donors. Your participation has enabled us to conduct this rich and highly fruitful discussion. This meeting can be considered a success, and there is indeed plenty to reflect upon. Going forward, we can tap into the enormous amount of ideas, information, statistics, interpretations, visions, and recommendations from the presentations, videos, and discussions shared at this event. Your statement have highlighted our common objective. We can all contribute to sustainable development using bamboo and rattan through a combination of South-South and triangular cooperation, as well as transfer of technology, of knowledge and technologies and best practices. I am sure we have all benefited in some way from this dialogue. We have heard many opinions and viewpoints which cover the whole spectrum of perspective, from producers, consumers, and investors alike. These insights are worthwhile, not only for countries in Latin America and the Caribbean, but also for other INBAR member countries. Indeed, nature-based solution can be an important way for the world to help boost economic recovery and build a more sustainable world during a serious global health crisis. Briefly, I would like to summarize the main issues addressed in this dialogue. Many participants made the case that climate change will impact all countries, particularly developing ones. As well as this, the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic has created an urgent need for steady, sustainable jobs and underlined the importance of developing a more harmonious relationship with our planet. It is showing significant consequences affecting economic growth, health indicators, food system, water resources availability, soil erosion, and is exposing the vulnerability of our ecosystems, which are in need of urgent actions. INBAR, through implementing different projects in Latin America and Caribbean countries, has demonstrated that bamboo and rattan can support economic recovery, provide a sustainable source of income and job creations, and be a critical part of biodiverse, healthy forests and ecosystems. And bamboo and rattan are not just resources for the global south. Developed countries can also benefit from the sustainable bamboo and rattan sector in the tropics and the subtropics. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of you, allow me once again thank their excellencies, the ambassadors, the head of the international organizations, the representative of the Chinese authorities, the chief executives of private sectors and the representative of companies, the speakers and panel members, the member of the media, and all those who have been involved in the organization of this event. Each and everyone's presence and support has been invaluable and without a doubt has helped to make this event a great success. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to seeing you in May for the African Ambassadors Dialogue to further explore how we can use our natural bamboo and rattan resources for sustainable development in Africa. Thank you very much for your attention.